Is it on me? Nope, right there. We don't need an animator. We're starting hot. We're going right into this.
Get ready.
It's actually called a cold open in the film world.
Get ready.
You throw in. We fucking have this podcast, right?
Okay.
We have the audio now. And you want to animate it? We just play the game as characters and act out what we're doing in the game.
Wow.
And we're also on that network for that game. So we don't need animators because it's already animated. We just create our avatars, and then we can go act out the episode in the game. So we can talk about whatever we want and then just go do it in the game.
That's crazy, man.
And then that can be your show that you're talking about.
I totally love that.
We can do it.
Because that can make it, nobody will have to know it's me.
No.
We can change the voice.
You can do whatever you
I
want.
can say whatever
You're
I
a
want.
whole new character in this world. I legitimately, we're starting, when this world is created, God hope it takes off and actually is created. But like, we're starting a podcast in this world and putting it on our network so that anybody watches a TV in this world, anywhere they are in the entire world, you're going to be forced to watch what we put on.
And we could also not even be in the same place.
No. You could be wherever you want in the world. We just go into this one place together and then just have this conversation. We could even roam around.
We could be walking.
We can walking around. We can get in a car and drive
Walking.
around. We can get on a spaceship and fly around and have these conversations.
Yep.
So like this what's in your world is just the two of us roaming a video game. Dude, not only that, but it's like Grand Theft Auto. I can go steal stuff and like kill people while we're just casually having a conversation.
I'm gonna want to do more peaceful things for sure, but
that's
maybe,
totally fair. But I'm just saying
we could go in. We could go in like that.
Look,
from
we
time
got
to time.
plenty of things. We can go to hang out at a casino and just be
We
gambling.
could just be at a different location every time.
For sure. We can go roam this world, and we are just what's in your gloomy kind of a thing, you know? And like people watch us because it's like they're always somewhere new. We could go, there's hidden worlds. You can become microscopic, and there's a microscopic world.
Wow.
There's a world within like a world kind of a thing, like that you just can't see because you're not microscopic. But if you get this enhancement, then you can become microscopic. So like, there's so much endless stuff that you could do in this world that we could just never have enough. We would never run out of places to go.
So
Sorry, yeah.
please describe to me what is Gloomy City for those that don't know. What is it turning into? Is there certain things you can't talk about yet?
I feel like I can talk about pretty much whatever we want.
Okay.
I don't know of anything. The best way I can describe it, it's a virtual world. So like, think of Grand Theft Auto. Think of Ready Player One, the movie. Think of like any kind of virtual place that you would that you could go. All right. So like they're creating this totally digital world. All right. So like the mediums to get to it would be like your computer or your cell phone for like easy access. But like the future of this would be like
VR.
virtual realities where like you feel like you're really there in this world doing things. But it's like it's a decentralized world. So like it's totally owned by the people. It's all being sold off. The industries, everything. It's a total real economy. You can make real money here. It's based on Ethereum's blockchain for cryptocurrency. Yeah, and NFTs is the big key term nowadays. You know, that's how you buy all these assets. But you can buy condos or homes, and then you can rent or sell them and like make passive income based on that idea alone. You can be all kinds of stuff in this world. It's a very massive game, but it's essentially, if you really know what you're talking about, then it's the Oasis combined with Grand Theft Auto, combined with Westworld, combined with Willy Wonka, because they've also added in some like hunt for chocolate candy bars.
Right, yeah.
And if you find chocolate bars, you could one day in the future win the gloomy game going on.
Correct.
So we also have to keep in mind, you can just come and hang out in this world. You can go hang out and do whatever you want, go watch a movie or go to the casino or play arcade games or whatever, but you can also play the game.
Correct.
There's a deeper game going on that people are actually trying to participate in this world. And so, like, that's generally what it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool shit.
I'm very excited.
So we own the
see
TV networks. The whole 80% of all networks in the entire world.
And I think What's in Your Gloomy is a good idea.
What's in Your Gloomy's coming, man. Dude, I think this
Get
is
ready, folks.
Yo, I'm excited for it, man. It's just I really do think it would be a cool idea for the two of us to just have a conversation like we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
But like we're legitimately having the conversation while we're just roaming around this world like doing random stuff.
Man, you're not seeing us, you're seeing our characters.
You're just seeing our characters. And we could live stream it too.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be, like recorded and then edited. We could legit live stream this thing straight, and you could watch both of us at the same time talking about all this stuff. It's when you start thinking about the virtual world and then things like what we're doing, it almost becomes an endless opportunity of things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to be in Gloomy in this virtual world to watch this television network.
Right.
You could just be at home on your computer and watch us.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have anything to do with Gloomy.
You brought up NFTs, and it made me think about this thing I saw today. I don't know if it's true or not, so this isn't backed, but I saw that the Ouch Charlie.
Okay.
Charlie.
Yeah. That's like one of the originals.
Being taken off of YouTube and being sold as an NFT.
What? So they're like taking original YouTube videos and content,
pulling them. The people who own them pull them, put it as an NFT,
and then you can buy the video.
Or I don't know. Like with the way you describe certain ways NFTs could work, I guess is that. What if you can still click on it like normal, probably a different site, whatever, but it's the amount of time you're spending watching it is what's being paid, is what the user or the creator is being paid.
So I guess it depends.
In crypto, right?
There's two different. This style that you're talking about technically is not NFT. An NFT is like a single object that you buy. And it's totally unique. It cannot be copied other than another version of that can be made, but it's its own unique version of that. So like the way I give the example of this one is like a song. You and I both can own a song, right? I can own the same song you own, but you own your version, your NFT token, and I own mine, my proof of ownership.
It's like a receipt.
It's like a receipt for it that comes with it. It's a proof of ownership that is unique to only you, that shows I own it.
It shows its authenticity.
It shows its authenticity, lives on the blockchain.
Okay.
So it doesn't even come with you. You can forget it, whatever. Anybody can verify this at any point in time. So like, if I want to prove you own that NFT, I can easily take your wallet. You give me your wallet address, your public address, and I can go look up and see, do you really own that? Do you really own that thing? And so like the way I could take that further is like you could buy a house as an NFT, and that's your proof of ownership. And now that proves legitimately I own this. Here's my NFT. I own this whole thing, etc. The way you're talking about is like pay for content creator style, where you get on there and your wallet is connected to the site, like YouTube, you say, and then you watch the video and it's just being pulled from my wallet.
So it's taking my money away and giving it to the
creators directly.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of scary.
It's scary, but like it's mine to you. There's no middleman.
Right.
And it's computers automatically containing and controlling all of this. You don't have to worry about someone else getting the money. No other person's going to steal it. No one can take it.
Okay.
And no one's charging fees for it, They're not taking out giant cuts like YouTube anymore. You as the creator are going to get 100% of that, Like you're paying for this content,
Yeah.
Whether you like to believe that or not.
Yeah.
So like I think there will still be free forms and stuff, but like that's kind of the future of that idea.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
The NFT world is fascinating. It's beyond my grasp currently.
That's how you'll own everything one day.
But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for a decentralized
Hell,
world.
Dude.
Get me away from it. Let me be my own person. I'm tired of feeling like I have to do X to be this or that. Why can't it, just be what it is?
It's kind of like a libertarian dream / people who just want to get away and be free. and like unrestricted to a certain degree. You don't necessarily have to follow the libertarian like
Well,
political
but
mindset.
it's so much deeper than political views.
For sure.
We're talking about people's livelihood.
Very glad you said this. Yes.
Politics is so.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Bah.
Yeah. But yes. Yes. But like so many politics are being taken out of this.
Yes.
Because computers are
they
running
have
a
to.
lot of what is politically hugely driven.
Right. And there's more money in the politicians to talk about it and to, put it in their this and their that.
Yes. I romanticize the decentralization of the world too much in my head sometimes.
I think I do too.
But I'm ready to take the power from the big people.
Oh man.
That's
how long have we been waiting as a civilization?
I was talking to my friend
earlier.
It's been
a constant battle.
Yes.
For centuries.
For a long time. Yeah. I was talking to my friend today kind of about this idea, and it kind of like all hit me like when we have the older generation right now that are running the world. They run the businesses, they run the government, they run everything right now. This older generation, this like 50 and above, right? 55 and above. So like we don't really run anything as a millennial generation per se, but we are like embedded in actually the ones coming up next, and kind of we're the functioning ones that are actually, we're not at the top, but we're embedded into like the workers. We're all the ones actually making the actual things happen to a certain degree. There's never been a bigger disconnect between these two generations.
I'm so glad you said that.
In the history of humanity.
So glad you said that.
So like 100 years ago, when the older generation was running everything, they weren't very different than you. Their lives weren't very different from you, and everything was pretty much the same. But now, look, this is where it all came to me, and this is kind of the last point to make on this one. They all don't want you to go back to working at home. They want you to come back in. They want these 5 days, these strict hours, all this really weird shit that when you really think about it, we're adults and we don't need to do half of this, right? Well, it makes sense. They didn't have technology and they couldn't do any of this shit. They had to go to an office and do all this stuff back then.
Yep.
We don't have to do this anymore.
Nope. That's what COVID taught us.
So let's grow up, you know.
And we're seeing that a bit firsthand with, I don't know if you've seen all of these fast food chains are like raising their worker wages.
This is true.
Because they want people coming back. They're like, we need workers. And not only just like fast food places, but like large corporations. Like I've seen that at any, like if you see that at like Walmart, like a Ross, or like any of those things that you see everywhere across the country, you know.
100%.
It's weird, man.
There's a movement.
I can't say I'm not about it.
No.
I'm definitely about it.
100%. I think there's a big part of the progressive movement for all of this that I think that, look, a lot of us millennials have points here to be made, you know? Like, I try to not think of myself as like, I try to think of myself on any political spectrum to any major degree. Right. I see with all of them, you know? Like, we've talked about this in depth.
We talked about this last week about creating labels for yourself.
Yes. That's actually true. We did. We got very deep into this one. Yeah. So, like, I try not to do that, but at the same time, I think that our generation has a very good point on the progressive side of the spectrum of, like, we don't need to be doing these old ways of living life. And working can change. And all these, like, norms that we've been living through need to be changed. This is crazy. So I think a lot of businesses now, when you see the younger started companies are really pushing the envelope on what they're doing for the employee. I think there's a line. I definitely think there's the economics and business here and finances, and I get all of that, but like there's so much more that these companies could do, and they're starting to shift that way.
Yes.
And like you can hate Facebook all you want. I don't care what your ideas on Facebook are or any of that crap. What they provide and give to their top employees there, they're like developers and stuff like that, which is like 100,000 people. I mean, this is like a lot of people in this world. It's insane. It's insane. I mean, these people, now, granted, most of them have to live, but like if you work from home and you don't live in Silicon Valley, this is insane. And if you do their campus alone I mean, they have like free dental on site.
Right.
You know, like you just go down and get your teeth taken care of, free, no big deal.
Yep.
Then go to Chick-fil-A in your food court, free. You know, driven home.
Self-sustainable.
It's just crazy. So, like, I think companies are going that way, and I think our generation's changing it, and I'm really happy to see that shit.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah.
I hope your generation, because you're technically not a millennial, right?
I'm Gen Z.
You're a Gen Z, and my daughter's a Gen Alpha.
What?
Yes, that's true. That's a true story.
When did Gen Alpha start?
Shit. It would have been like
2010?
No, I think it was like 2015, 2016. Maybe earlier. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that my daughter in 2019 is a Gen Alpha.
It's crazy.
So I hope y'all continue to carry this momentum. I'm afraid that my generation is going to grow up and be old too.
They will. I
You
feel
know
like
what I'm
that's how it
saying?
works.
Like, we're going to be the older
I
generation.
feel like every generation will come up, will always
be a little
not
older
just
than...
come up with, but like have a culmination of things that are just so beyond reach to the older generation. If you think about how big of a
fast
gap
it
this
is,
is
it's
that we
true.
were just talking about, dude,
Yeah.
how difficult would it be to realize what an NFT is as an 85-year-old right now?
Yeah, it's impossible. No, it's almost impossible.
What is
Most
what
40-year-olds can't even figure it out.
exactly?
You know, like this
Exactly.
is the next generation up. That's not the boomers. That in between the millennials and the boomers, they don't know how it is shit. They're just as clueless as the boomers.
So, and that'll keep happening.
I think you have a good point here. I think
I feel like that's
the
just
change
how
is
it
happening
works.
so fast.
Yeah.
That like you can't even.
And I feel like everybody rides the wave until
they get to a certain age, and then
until it hits the shore, man. Until it gets to the shore, you know.
But when is the shore?
You're gonna ride the wave until the shore is.
I refuse, dude.
This,
I refuse, man.
Well, you're a lot more progressive. Than
I
most
agree
people
with
I
you,
know.
but
no,
I totally agree with
as
you.
an
But when
example,
does the shore hit? Or does it just hit and you don't?
It
just
hits,
hits.
man.
It just hits
It
one
hits.
day. You're like in the dark.
you can't see.
There's no light.
You're on the wave, but you can't see.
get-
And eventually, it will
It
hit the
sounds
shore.
Horrible.
I feel like that's the only way I can. I can
Hopefully,
put
I've got
into
another
words.
20, 30 years and
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine.
I don't know, man. I think that maybe one day we'll have a generation that's willing to. It's all about this idea that we're willing to change. I'm willing to keep up and change and change and change. Things will always change. It's okay. I'm going to change. We're going to change. Change. These older generations can't do that shit.
Yeah.
They didn't have to.
Well, that's because they die, right? So if we think about it, right, that was a really bold thing to say.
Dude, I love
right
it.
there,
No,
but we've talked about this on the show plenty of times, and people are now living to be older.
Yeah.
You know, that'll keep happening.
Yeah.
You know,
Millennials.
You can only assume
We're going to probably live longer
you're
than
going to
anybody.
be able to order
And then
new
y'all are.
body parts
Yep,
and
for
this
sure.
and that, and so that I feel like that could possibly be the point where, like we're talking about, people will still be able to ride trends and ride these like new technologies and learn to accept them and understand them and work
I
with
guess
them.
how long can you keep up?
Yeah. How long will it take?
Yes. How long can you continue? It's like a soccer game. Who can go longer, man? You know, like 0-0, we're going overtime. Can you continue to run this game?
You got people subbing off in the 50th minute.
Yeah, limping and shit.
You got cramps in the
Yeah,
33rd minute.
No doubt,
Oh, man.
That's not a joke, man. I don't know, man. I hope that I don't fall into this because I fear it. I see it so much with the older generations, and I'm like, I mean, it's cool, whatever. Like, like, I'm not always going to know the slang terms. I'm not always going to keep up with that.
Right.
I'm not going to keep. There's just.
You're still a little. You're already a little. out of it.
Dude, I don't give a shit.
We were talking about it last week when everybody was in here.
Which one? What?
We were talking about like you didn't know what's popping.
Oh, that's
or
right.
you hadn't heard like bet yet.
Okay, hold on. Tell me what the latest terms are that you know of.
That I know of. Oh man, I don't know, man.
Come on, give me the
to be quite
411.
honest, I don't keep up with it too well.
It becomes difficult, does it not? You're getting old
it does,
now.
But then it's also like you're so oversaturated with something with these kinds of things to a certain point. I stopped caring. I'm
See, now that I agree with.
desensitized to
Now
the
that I agree with.
content.
Yes.
You know.
You know, it's funny. I guess I do know like all the stupid terms for like crypto and stuff,
Sure.
like hodlers and
Yeah.
just random shit. I
Yeah.
feel like
There are plenty of new soccer terms that you probably hadn't heard of yet.
that, dude. You're about to depress me, man.
Probably.
All right, give me some soccer terms.
No, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
You probably
but-
are already missing out on some of them too. I
It's
kept up with them
possible.
while I was a coach.
See, yeah, like,
But
and you know, I wouldn't say I use anything. It depends. I pick and choose what I like.
I feel like now that I think about it, like I had my terms as a player that I said and I used.
Yeah, and then you have your terms as a coach.
Yeah, I had my terms as a coach and everything too, and the way I describe things.
Yep. And the way you react to things and the way you react to certain situations. It really, I love it. We're gonna get on to soccer talk. We always get on it.
Dude, love soccer. Soccer's the best sport in the world, man. And like, there's so much about life that you can get from soccer.
Oh, absolutely.
Playing it, living it. It's a language. It's a culture.
Mhm.
It's a everything.
Yep.
I don't even know. It's the craziest thing ever, and it embodies something that's way bigger than itself.
I can't even tell you the amount of relationships. Some of the strongest relationships I've made were through the game.
Yes.
You know,
There's this respect.
every place I've gone that I've had a soccer ball with me, I have met people
Yes.
that I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
it's crazy.
It's a
man.
language.
I hope to one day do some sort of show where I meet people from all around the world through playing pickup,
Oh, I'd love.
through setting up a pickup game.
You've seen Pelada.
Yeah.
It's the idea of this
Yeah.
alone is just like, man, I want that in my life.
Yeah.
I want to go around and just play with everybody.
No borders, man.
It really has no borders when you show there's like I always hate talking about it with some people, but you're gonna understand this because it almost sounds like there's a cockiness to it. There's a look to the game that the moment you touch a ball, people know and can judge very quickly how good they think you are. You know, like, don't get me wrong, things can be a little deceptive at times.
No,
but
absolutely.
like, there's a movement to the body, and you
Mhm.
can just see how comfortable are they with that
Absolutely.
ball at their foot.
It's that language, man. Just
It's
like
a language.
just like so many other things in life too. Like if you think about it, I can't remember. There was some sort of speech I watched one time, but this guy, I think he was a musician, and he was talking about like a piano player. You know, at the beginning they're like here, but then once you're experienced, you're flowing, and it's that flow. It's a
Yes.
flow state.
Yes.
The game is a flow state.
Yeah.
You know, my best moments as a player, I wasn't, not that I wasn't focused, but I was fully focused and not focused at all.
You're just playing.
To where this is just happening.
Yeah, you're just playing.
You know, this is the subconscious ruling over me. There's no ego involved, you know, and that took me, honestly, like,
That's hard, man.
that took me getting out of the game. That took me, my career ending for me to really be able to grasp that.
That's funny that you say that it took you to get out of the game.
It really did, yeah, because I was so focused my whole life on it being my end all be all. I was gonna
That's
like
interesting.
dude, I don't know if I've told you this, but I was probably like 14, 15, still with the belief that I would be a pro soccer player and not have to ever drive. People were just gonna drive me places. I was like, I'm never gonna need a license to drive. I truly,
Why do you think that
truly
was?
believe that.
Do you think that was because of you, or do you think that was because of other people? Do you think
I think this was like,
did people give you false hope? I'm not saying that you were a bad player.
no, I don't
by
think it was
any
I
means.
don't think it was false hope. I think it was like, this is.
I almost don't want to tell you not at that level either. You know,
Well, I
because who
was-
says you couldn't become that good at that?
For
It's
for
very
one
unlikely,
thing, I
but-
was silly. I've always been silly,
That's true.
and I think another thing was, I put it as a goal or an achievement that I needed to be able to get there. Like if I, you know, it was harmful in the end,
Yeah.
right? Because it
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know,
But it's a great life lesson.
it was like, all right, this is it, you know, and like,
But it truly, real genuine question, because I went through this as well.
uh-huh.
It's something like all like good players or great players of some sort have to go through this, where you come to this realization that you really aren't going to go pro. This is not a reality, and you just kind of have to live up to that, and that's just part of the game. And you're just one of the people that weren't good enough, and it sucks, And you can make excuses for whatever it is, but like, do all players go through that? I mean, or do some just really not give a shit? I guess, and it really is that good.
I think it depends.
Yeah,
but I think the people who really were passionate about it will always linger in a way until people are always going to heal and learn from it. But
I always wonder. There's a guy, Josh. I forgot his last name. How you say it? All right, but hell of a goalkeeper, really was. He was my age. There was 3 of us in the state at the time that I came through that were just like, we were the 3 club keepers that actually were worth a shit, I feel like, and all 3 of us had our own unique kind of whatever, but Josh was always the one that was the cockiest for sure. We all went to Vestavia too. He even moved here from like down in Mobile just to go to Vestavia and play for Vestavia.
At this point in time, Mobile's probably a better place.
You think
we
so?
can talk about that later.
Oh shit. Anyways, so he was intense. I played ODP with him. We had the same year ODP. And like, he was the guy that would come into the room like 2 or 3 hours early and be like, "We gotta go to the fields now." And we're like, "Why? It's like 4 a days, dude. Like, can we just have a moment, dude? Like, this is ridiculous."
Chill out, dog.
And he's like, "We gotta go now. If you want to be a pro player, you want to play for the national team." I was like, "I do. Yes." I don't think it's probably gonna happen at this point. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're in high school, but like, yes, I do. We don't need to show up 2 hours early. What are you going to do?
Right.
Like, this is ridiculous. Have you ever heard about like relax and like let your body recoup from shit too? But like, this dude was super intense. He was going to go play pro. It was going to happen. There was no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. He didn't. He never played pro, from what I've understood. And he definitely never played for the national team. That's for sure. So like, I guess, and I'm not trying to knock on him at all in a sense that like, dude, he had it right back then.
Right.
He was motivated as shit.
Right.
I would have loved to have trained that
kid. And I'm sure that motivation still carries with him.
I'm sure it does.
I
guess I just want to know on a mental level, how did he go through that process when he suddenly realized it's not going to happen for me?
Yeah.
No matter how hard he gave it.
Yeah. And
he just wasn't going to be that good.
And I must say I'm grateful for how vulnerable we can be in this show, but I also think there's not many people that are just going to sit with you and talk about it.
No.
That's, which...
No. I don't think many people will open up and talk about that.
Right, because that's a tough pill to swallow.
Huge pill.
And even with like any, not just with this game, but like with things people were passionate about growing up. For sure. And it's, I think, go ahead.
You were a talented ass player. So like, you give that glimpse.
Right.
So like, there is this false hope almost in a sense that like life is like dangling in your face because you're almost there. But then it just doesn't happen. And for whatever reason, it could have been your own personal reasons. You just didn't try hard enough. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. You know what I'm saying? But like, it could have been anything, but like 99% of players, that ends up happening to them. And that sucks, man.
Yeah. And I think coming to terms with it can be the most difficult part, but I think once you do, because for a while there I resented the game, and that was probably more detrimental.
Oh yeah,
to the personal.
For sure, dude.
It was more detrimental to the healing process.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know?
For sure.
And then once you can make peace with it, man,
for sure,
whatever path, whatever way that is for you, I love the game more than ever, man. And maybe sure that's because I coach and I'm seeing the other side of it.
I mean,
even like I play too now more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I have more fun consistently.
That's the way it should be, because in the end, it is a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I went through that same stage when I started coaching, where you find this whole new love for the game because you've let go of all of the like pressure that comes with the competitive side of the game.
Right.
And that was one of my biggest struggles as a player was consistency and being able to consistently play day in and day out at that level without giving up simple mistakes as a goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that came a lot with the pressure. I think that came with just not being able to handle trying to compete at that level every day, day in and day out, because I'm putting this pressure on myself as a teenager.
Right.
I think when I finally learned to let that go about my senior year, when I realized at that point I realized it because I knew I don't make the grades to do it. I just got shut out of every door that I could have opened. So, like, this is now over with. So, like, at that point, I just kind of gave up. And then I feel like I played the best soccer I've ever played in my life at that point because none of it mattered anymore. And then at that point, I was like, I can just settle in and play these games. Let's just play. Let's just go enjoy I quit high school, and I said, let's just go enjoy the last season or two that I'm going to end up playing in my life. I know this is the end. Holy shit. I had my last year, that last season at Wallace that I played with Chase and everything, it was like perfection every game almost. And it's because I knew this. I'm literally going to go to film school next year. None of this shit matters. I'm just enjoying my time right now. I didn't even know I was going to go to college.
Right.
I didn't know what I was going to do.
It was at flow state.
So, like, it just flew out, and it was just brilliant.
Isn't that
I look back on that time, I'm like, man, if I could play like that, oh, God, it would be so brilliant.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't. You got to give it up. It's sad-ass shit, dude.
It is.
The game will tear you up, man.
It will.
For sure.
It will.
For sure.
But you have to make peace with her.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
You gotta love her.
I agree with that.
Oh yeah.
32 minutes?
What you want to finish out with?
Shit, I don't know.
What time is it too?
It's 10:40.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, let's make this our last thoughts. I don't know, man. I guess my last thoughts really I'm gonna go back to some positive notes in this world, and I wanna do what's in gloomy. What's in your gloomy?
Yeah, man.
I'm like really excited about that idea. I think that would be
It has
cool.
been lingering in the back of my mind since you brought it up before we got on.
We just need to make topics for conversations, and then just
we don't have to. That's the thing, man.
I guess we really don't.
We
can
can
just
literally
chill
talk
out.
about what we
You're
see
totally
in the game.
Right. You're totally right.
It'll be. So
I don't know why I
natural.
have to.
And then it'll be recorded too. It'll be its own show within the own show.
Yeah, we can even bring someone else along. We can
Absolutely.
have like friends that come jump in
guests.
and like have just like a guest that follows us around and just does shit we do.
Yep.
You know, and be like, oh, let's show them this.
We
cool
can go
place
watch
we found.
people do shit in Gloomy City.
Yo, it'll be our hunt for the chocolate bars. That's really what we're doing.
What's in your gloomy? The hunt for the chocolate bars.
We shouldn't tell anybody.
Oh.
If you watch us, you know we're looking for chocolate bars. But if you
better
don't really watch,
nobody has to see this episode.
no one will ever see this. But if you don't know and you're just watching us, it looks like just two random guys just roaming around doing nothing.
Yeah.
But really, we're searching for chocolate bars.
Wink at the camera whenever we get a chocolate bar.
Well, when we get a chocolate bar, we should fucking freak out.
Yeah,
Make a
that'd be
big
sick.
scene. Like, chocolate bars! And they'll be like, I don't know, it's just two guys that love fucking chocolate bars. Like, they find chocolate bars, they lose their shit.
Chocolate.
Yeah, something about those damn chocolate bars. We should never tell anybody what they do or what they are, you
Right.
know? But
Yeah.
it's like, these two guys just like go around, roam around, they find chocolate bars, they freak out. Ah, dude.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I think this is going to be so fun.
Yeah, man.
I almost like want to set up a little like computer corner now for it, so like I can just get into my gloomy world
Oh, yeah.
and be like, all right, Slim, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go on our adventure.
Yeah.
Dude, it'll be fun. I've got homes and cars and all kinds of shit too, so
This is awesome.
we can do whatever we want. All right, anyway, sure. What you got?
Oh, man, I'm just excited for the future.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm excited for, well, let me say this. I'm more excited for the present. That's the thing I'm most excited about. That's the thing that has taken me a lot to grasp, but that the most important part is the present.
That's
You know, and as corny as that may sound, whatever, I'll never forget it. I wrote a poem that actually was the intro to one of the songs I wrote. And to make a long story short, the poem is called. There was not a title, but
Yep.
The final two words is this moment. And I'll show it to you off camera, but I wrote that in 2018, so almost 3 years ago. And when I wrote it, I couldn't grasp it. I didn't really I wrote it because I felt it.
Yeah.
It just came out.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've gradually tried to pick and choose what does it mean, you know, this, that, da, da, da. But yeah, I don't even know how I even started talking about that, but that's what's in my world, and this is what's in your world.
Yeah, we have to end on that.
Yeah,
I loved
man.
it, man.
Peace, guys. Much love. See you next week.
See ya.